I want to give a shout out at the outset of this video to the Republican Voters Against Donald Trump organization, as well as the Republican Voters for Harris organization, for sharing the stories of former Trump voters who will no longer vote for him because of the threat that he poses, who are now supporting and endorsing proudly Vice President Kamala Harris. This is becoming a major movement, and you know that we've been talking about those people who have been leaving MAGA and leaving Trump over the past 3.5 years. It's been a major priority of ours. So, with all of the things that Trump said, I know that a lot of it can be lost in the kind of just news cycle that's going on, but I like that the Republican Voters Against Trump are sharing this each and every day like this. When Donald Trump claimed that he would not leave after a second term when he was in office. Remember when he said this? Play this clip.
One of them said, "You know he's going to win, don't you? And you know at the end of his second term, you know he's not leaving. He's not leaving. You know that." And I thought he's a comedian. I thought he was kidding. He's for real. So now we have to start thinking about that because it's not a bad idea.
So now, if I may, I want to just share with you some of these stories of former Trump voters who have now endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. For example, this is Matthew. He's an ex-Trump voter, and he's a veteran who talks about Trump's blatant disrespect for veterans in the military is the reason that he's no longer voting for Donald Trump. Play this clip.
Trump's just blatant disrespect for veterans in the military says to his staff that they're suckers and losers. My name's Matthew. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm a former Trump voter, and this year I'll be voting for Kamala Harris. The main reasons why I won't support Donald J. Trump for president again starts with his chaotic behavior. We had a border deal, a bipartisan border deal for the first time in generations that was sandbagged by a man that's not even elected. Trump's just blatant disrespect for veterans in the military is well documented, specifically the Marines that served during World War II at Belleau Wood. The President of the United States refused to go visit them because it was raining, and then says to his staff that they're suckers and losers. This has been confirmed by his former chief of staff, Marine Corps General John Kelly. What I believe about Vice President Kamala Harris is this is a person that has a good heart, is a person that's dedicated their life to civil service. Obviously, I don't agree with a lot of her policies and stances. However, just in a few short years as being vice president, I'm sure it's given her a different perspective. In 2024, I will be proudly voting for Kamala Harris.
I want you to meet Randy, who is a two-time Trump voter who will never vote for him again. Play this clip.
Just really disgusted with Donald Trump, the womanizer that he is, and even being charged with rape. And I think he did sexually assault many women. My name is Randy. Voted for Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020. I can't see it happening again. The more I observe his behavior, his significant narcissism. I happen to be a psychologist. He really does exhibit a significant number of symptoms and signs consistent with a narcissistic personality disorder. I would not want to say that I'm diagnosing him because of licensure issues, but he really does, I think I saw another video, acts like a toddler, like a child. The way he makes up names about people, calls people names, it's so incredibly childish. And that's not the only reason I can't vote for him, because I think really his policies are only based on what benefits him, and he doesn't have any conviction behind half of what he says or what he believes. If it benefits him, because of his narcissism, thinks he can sway people, and apparently he has, because there's certainly a lot of people that have been swayed and hoodwinked by Donald Trump, including the evangelical right, the Christians. And I happen to be a born-again Christian. There's many people and relatives from Pennsylvania that seems like they would die for Trump, folks who are Christians. I think they are, but somehow they can't see through the lies. And so, just really disgusted with Donald Trump, the womanizer that he is, and even being charged with rape. And I think he did sexually assault many women. So won't be voting for Donald Trump.
I want you to meet Scott, a veteran and former military officer who previously voted for Donald Trump. Here's what he's got to say. Play the clip.
Former President Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate. J.D. Vance doesn't bring anything to the table. He is Trump. And it's interesting because he used to compare Trump to opioids. My name is Scott from Tennessee. I'm a former Trump voter. I will not be voting for Trump in 2024. I'm a veteran and a former military officer, and I took the oath to protect the Constitution and the United States. Donald Trump took that same oath, and yet he broke that oath on January 6th. And I blame Trump for the violence that took place on January 6th. He was the one that encouraged it and made it happen. Cannot understand how our president of the United States could possibly do something like that. Former President Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate. J.D. Vance doesn't bring anything to the table. He is Trump. And it's interesting because he used to compare Trump to opioids. And yet here he is just nuzzling up to Trump and doing everything that he can to be on Trump's side and say the things that he thinks that Trump wants him to say. For the first time, I will not be voting for a Republican. I will be voting for Kamala Harris. I love her energy. I think that the timing was phenomenal with Joe Biden leaving the race. And I just think that we have a great amount of hope and enthusiasm.
As Kyle Sweetser, a former two-time Trump voter, states, Trump's GOP is unraveling. And here's what he posts. Republicans endorsing Kamala Harris. 200 former GOP staffers, 16 former GOP members of Congress, 12 former GOP White House attorneys, 4 former GOP governors, countless former GOP officials. And then he goes, Democrats, these people really aren't Democrats at all, endorsing Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard, like a fake Democrat, and RFK Jr. as well, who's not really a Democrat at all. Take a look, though, at just some of the polling data right here. The new TIP poll has Vice President Kamala Harris leading by 3. The previous poll had her up 1, so we're seeing a lot of momentum there. In the new ABC Ipsos poll, Vice President Kamala Harris leads there by 6 points. And among women, Harris leads by 13 points as Donald Trump continues to post horrifically misogynistic and disgusting things like this. Kyle Sweetser, the former two-time Trump voter, also writes, Trump said he wanted to terminate parts of the Constitution. I haven't heard Kamala Harris say anything like that. Here's what Donald Trump previously wrote. He goes, so with the revelations, wine. He goes, a massive fraud of this type. He's whining about the 2020 election loss where he got destroyed. He lost by millions and millions, a popular vote. He got destroyed in the Electoral College. It wasn't close. That's the thing. It wasn't a close election, but he goes, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Think about it. He's saying he wants to terminate the Constitution. He's posting that. He's saying he wants to be a dictator for a day. So no wonder people don't want to go back. And you may have seen the video that I posted yesterday from Buena Vista, Virginia, which is not a Democratic area. But Glenn Youngkin was speaking in front of them, and you have the people cheering for Vice President Kamala Harris and saying, we're not going back like this. Play the clip.
Comment is, I think all of you should move over here, and all of you should move over there, because you all are sitting on the wrong sides. This is right, and that is left.
And like this, play this clip. You can see people cheering here. Let's play it.
Tim Kaine.
Just you contrast the messaging also. Like, here's what Vice President Kamala Harris has been saying. Let's play it.
Benefited from that work. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member. For the 5-day work week, you better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Because what we know is when union wages go up, everybody's wages go up. When union workplaces are safer, every workplace is safer. When unions are strong, America is strong. We know what we're talking about.
And contrast that to like what Donald Trump is doing and saying. Play the clip.
In other words, your current negotiations don't mean as much as you think. I mean, I watch you out there with the pickets, but I don't think you're picketing for the right thing. But
So if you can, share your stories in the comments below. I really want to hear from you about whether you know someone, whether it's you or someone, family, friends, coworkers, colleagues, neighbors, whoever, who have left MAGA, who maybe you previously voted for Trump or know someone who has, and you're no longer. Maybe you've seen signs in your neighborhood for Trump that have been removed that previously were there. Share your stories. It's important that we do this and let others know. And we can let people know about our pro-democracy community that exists here, where we love, again, we love our flag, love our Constitution, love our country, love our democracy, love it. And we do it with values and principles and action, not Donald Trump faking it so that he could overturn our democracy. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.